Hi, superstars! It's another palm oil week, and you are welcome. Today, I'll be giving you updates on palm oil business and palm oil storage business in Nigeria. I'll be sharing with you the latest trends and what's happening in palm oil business in Nigeria. Okay, so for a while, I stopped creating content on palm oil to focus on other content because, as you know, we have lots of followers, people who are interested in different topics. But you know what? Palm oil remains my all-time favorite because it is my first love. Most of the followers on this channel are people who are into palm oil business, and so I do not joke with you, my superstars. You are my first love, and I appreciate every one of you. So some time ago, something happened that caused a lot of people in palm oil business to panic. Okay, so I had lots of calls, lots of chats regarding palm oil. Lots of people were fidgeting and worried. That's why I've showed up here for you, my superstars, because there's this saying in Nigeria, day for who, day for you. So I'm here for you, my superstars. So today I'll be answering to a lot of questions to put a lot of people at ease regarding palm oil business and palm oil storage business in Nigeria. So if you're in palm oil business, get in here, okay? And if you have any question, things that have been bothering you, go ahead and drop it in the comment section, and then I'll get right back to you. But in the meantime, we are going to talk about what's going on and solutions to lots of things in palm oil business in Nigeria. So let's get started. Okay, so like I said, over a period of time, a lot has been happening in palm oil business in Nigeria. Palm oil business is one business that is not stable. It fluctuates a lot. It can give you HBB, okay? So it is not constant. It fluctuates, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. So if you must be in palm oil business, my superstars, you have to have what they call a shock absorber, and a very functional one at that. Okay, so you can absorb whatever comes your way and take it. Okay, so palm oil business is not for the faint-hearted. It is for people who know their way around it. Okay, so first let's talk about jerrycans because that's the basics, that's what's used. Okay, so we have different types of jerrycans. We have the yellow jerrycan, we have the white jerrycan, and they all have their prices. But for moving palm oil, most times people buy the yellow jerrycan, and it goes right now for 4,800 naira for 25 liters. Okay, my superstars, palm oil is mostly sold in 25 liters in from Akwa Ibom State to you. But if you want other units of measurement, you can always reach out. All right, but in the meantime, the most common unit of measurement for palm oil is 25 liters, and it now goes for 4,800 naira. Okay, so that brings me to palm oil. Few weeks ago, the price of palm oil suddenly dropped. Okay, lots of people were panicking, people were calling, lots of people quickly pushed their palm oil into the market. My superstars, my chat was blowing up, my phone was blowing up. Okay, lots of people were worried and wanted to know what to do about it. So that brings me to what I'm about to say now. Palm oil business is one business that is very, very tricky. It is not predictable, let me put it that way. Some years ago, we waited. When it comes to buying, the same thing happens. We estimated that palm oil was going to drop to the 20s so people can buy and store. We waited and waited, and it never dropped. Okay, so many people stored from the 40s, some almost at the 50s level. Okay, so it is never constant. Some people bought at late 30s, 38, 40, 45, and store. So palm oil business price is never constant. It fluctuates. uncertainties happen. So you need to be very, very careful. And the same thing applies when it comes to selling. People may estimate certain prices. It will get to 80,000. It will get to 100. It will get to 90,000. But suddenly, some factors set in that cause the price to drop suddenly. There are lots of factors that affect the price of palm oil. So many factors tend to affect palm oil business in Nigeria. Okay, as a matter of fact, it affects not just palm oil, but most times all food products. Okay, so I'll be mentioning some of those factors. Number one on the list is an increase or decrease in the price of fuel. Okay, so fuel is used in logistics. It's used to move food products from one place to the other. People move, traders pay for transportation to move from one place to the other. Okay, so if there's an increase in the price of fuel, drivers will increase their transport fare, and so traders will also increase the price of their food products. Yes, because they increase their transport fare and they have to get that money from their final food product. They have to add it to the cost of the food product and then sell it. So indirectly, the price of fuel affects the price of food products. If there's an increase in fuel price, there's going to be an increase in food products and also palm oil. And in the same vein, if there's a decrease in the price of oil, there's also going to be a decrease in the price of products because transport fare will reduce, and also it will affect the final product as well. Okay, did I mention that if there's an increase in the price of oil, it will also affect production of palm oil? Most machines are powered with fuel or diesel. Okay, when there's an increase in fuel, there's also going to be an increase in diesel. Most of the machines used in palm oil production is powered with diesel or fuel. So once there's an increase, it is going to affect the price of palm oil at the local level. Okay, and then traders also will also increase because there will be an increase in logistics. So you see, my superstars, an increase in fuel and a decrease affects the price of food products, including palm oil. All right, so the next factor that can affect the price of food products and palm oil is if there is a communal clash. Yes, we have some states that are major producers of palm oil, and we have some communities that are known to have produced palm oil in large volumes. If there's any communal crisis, if there's any clash or anything, it will stall production, okay, and people won't be able to go into that community to get food products or palm oil or whatsoever. So it will indirectly reduce the quantity of palm oil available in the market, and as such, when there's high demand and low supply, there's going to be an indirect increase in the price of palm oil. So, what's happening in your environment? What's happening in the place you live, in the place you stay, indirectly affect the price of palm oil. Okay, so if you're in a place, you have to be very, very alert. In palm oil business, you have to be very, very alert. You need to pay attention to what's happening in your environment. Okay, you have to pay attention to what's happening in your state, and you also have to pay attention to what's happening in your country. If there's any unrest of any kind in your state or in your country, it is going to affect the price of palm oil. Yes, if there's any unrest, a sudden situation that makes people panic and all that, that keeps people in the house with no movement, the price of palm oil is going to drop because there's no movement, okay? And so the demand will reduce. So the price of palm oil will indirectly drop because there's no movement and so no demand. Okay, so what's happening affects the price of palm oil. That's why you hear people, once they hear that, oh, there's going to be this, there's going to be that, people will quickly rush and push out their products into the market because of uncertainties. They don't know if that situation will store movement, okay, thereby causing a sudden drop in the price of palm oil. Okay, like what I heard was that there was a sudden reduction in the price of other food products. Uh, was it groundnut? That the price of groundnut had dropped, and so the price of and so there was groundnut oil, okay, and so the demand for palm oil had reduced. That was why the price of palm oil had dropped suddenly, and I was like, what? What? What has palm oil got to do with groundnut? Groundnut is a complete different food product on its own. Okay, not even, it can be compared to palm oil. Palm oil has lot and lot of industrial uses that cannot be denied. Okay, palm oil is used for production of soap, cream. In the cosmetic industry, palm oil is used a lot. Okay, or is it in the food industry? It is used for production of lots of things. So telling me that it's because the price of groundnut had dropped, that's why the price of palm oil had dropped, was one flimsy excuse to make the price of palm oil drop. Okay, it is not connected in any way. So you see, the price of what's happening to one food product can indirectly affect another food product. Okay, what's happening in a place can indirectly affect another food product. They were like the traders who were into groundnut oil, did not into groundnut, did not have money to buy palm oil. And how does it affect it? Okay, so you see, indirectly it affects other food products. But thank God it is gradually picking up. Okay, if that has been sorted out, gradually it is picking up. Nevertheless, you need to pay attention to what's happening in your country, in your environment. Okay, my superstars, if suddenly there's flood in a particular place, it will affect the cost of food products indirectly. Okay, because that place is, if it's known to be a producer of a particular food product, that food product will suddenly increase in price due to losses. Okay, there's been a reduction in supply and a high demand, so the price is going to shoot up suddenly. So you need to be up to speed on what's happening in your state, your country, your environment where you stay, because it is connected in one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Okay, so the next factor that could affect the price of palm oil is if the border of a country is opened suddenly or if it is closed. I know you're wondering, how does it connect? Okay, how does it connect? Okay, so once the border of a country is open, lots of food products can come into the country and then crash the price. Okay, lots of food products can have access into the country and then price crash the price of that food product in the country. So that's why whenever you hear that the border is open, people will like, palm oil will not work this year. The price will like reduce this year. Okay, because it is connected. Once it is open, it will come in from the other countries into the country and then crash the price of that product. And if it is closed, there will be high demand and low supply. Okay, so the price is going to increase. All right, my superstars. So these are a few of the factors that affect the price of palm oil. But you know what, my superstars? The greatest secret to making palm oil, the greatest secret to making money in palm oil business is to sell at the right time. What do I mean by the right time? Yes, I know some people are like waiting for me to mention a particular day in a particular month, in a particular year. Okay, it is at so time in the year that is peak season. You have to go ahead and sell. But it doesn't necessarily happen that way. Circumstances change, events change, a lot of things change. Things keep changing every year. Okay, that in the month of October last year, people sold at big price does not necessarily mean that this year, in the month of October, people will sell at big price. That last year, in the month of December, people sold at big price does not necessarily mean that in December the next year, people will sell at peak price. Anything can happen. Uncertainties can happen. That is just palm oil business for you. Anything can change, anything can happen. Okay, that people sold at double with 100% return on investment last year does not necessarily mean that you will sell at 100% this year. Okay, so if you're waiting, last year people sold bought at 30,000 and they sold at 70,000. So I am going to wait. It may not happen, my superstars. You may end up losing your money. Okay, as a matter of fact, this year it is impossible to make 100% return on investment because so many people bought at a high price. Some people bought at 45, some bought at 40. Okay, and depending on the location, it is practically impossible to sell at 100%. Okay, so the secret is selling once you have made good profit. My superstars, once you have made good profit, be content and move that palm oil into the market and sell it out and have your peace. That is just the secret to the whole thing. Ideal when it's peak season, is it going to be in October? Is it going to be in November? Is it going to be in December? I do not know. There is no such thing as peak season when it comes to selling palm oil. Anything can happen. Suddenly, the border can be open. Suddenly, there could be a reduction in price of fuel. Suddenly, anything can happen that will cause that price to crash suddenly. So the secret is, my superstars, once you have made profit, please move that palm oil into the market and sell it out. Be content with the profits you have made and then sit it out and wait for the next year. Okay, so you don't lose out completely. When there was a drop, lots of people were panicking, lots of people were worried, lots of people were scared because it meant that they could actually sell at their cost price or sell at even a price lower than that cost price. Okay, and I really felt bad, but thank God everything is taking shape. Okay, the price of palm oil is gradually increasing. As at the last time I checked, a, a 25 liter of palm oil was sold at 57,000 naira. Okay, that is the price for palm oil as at today in Akwa Ibom State, Uyu. In other states, it is more expensive because Akwa Ibom State is a major producer of palm oil. So the price here is not necessarily the price in other states. Okay, so that is how it is. As at today, the price of palm oil is 57,000 naira. The price of empty jerrycan is 4,800 naira. And logistics depends on your location. That is how it is as at today. So my superstars, if you're still keeping your palm oil and you know deep within you that you have made maximum profit, good profit, please sell it out so you won't hear stories that touch the heart. ID, is it going to increase? Please, my superstars, I do not know. I do not control the market. I am not a market controlling force. Okay, I do not control the market. I only bring you good news and I also share what's happening. I give updates on what's happening in palm oil business in Nigeria. I also help people get the best palm oil that will enable them sell out at maximum profit when it's time for sales. That is just what I do. I do not predict, okay, because predictions fail a lot. That is why I advise people to go into palm oil with their spare money. Please do not go and get loan from somewhere and invest in palm oil business. I do not advise people do that or borrow money from someone because anything can happen. It has to be with your spare money and be ready for anything. All right, my superstars. In the meantime, if you have any question, just leave it in the comment section and then I will get right back to you. And have you liked this video? Please hit the like button so I know you love content like this and keep creating more like this. All right. Thank you for watching, my superstars. I appreciate every one of you. Till our next video, always and always remember that I love you. Bye, superstars.